I love Trump.
Good evening, and welcome to Omnibros Live, a comic
to 2
show
hours
about
of
comics.
Welcome to 2 hours of NPR talk with Jess, Gabe, Lewis. So, how do you feel on the war on Iraq, Jess?
Welcome to 3 browns and a white guy's agenda on politics.
We're kidding. We're joking, guys. We're joking. Somebody's gonna get offended now. I know who.
I got offended.
I'm sorry.
I am not brown. I am mocha, motherfuckers.
Mocha.
There's no chocolate in you at all, bro. No.
You don't know what's been in me, asshole.
Crazy.
Anyway, Jess.
Yes, I am Omnidog, and I'm joined with by my co-hosts. We've got Gabe.
What's up, everybody? Hey, this is Gabe Infinity Watch. We're here tonight to talk about what we want to talk about, because this is our channel and we do what we want. And I'm gonna have a beer or 3, so it's gonna get interesting.
Digging that shirt, Jess.
What's that?
I'm digging Gabe's shirt.
It's great.
Yeah, man, I love old school G1 Transformers, son.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same.
Did you see the re-release, Gabe? Did you go?
I did. Oh yeah. Yeah, it was great. I wish I would have brought my kids, but I don't know if they're ready for a movie theater experience yet. Because a lot of people brought their kids. And I went with I'm sorry.
That's
I
fine.
went with the other manager from the store, and it's the first time I saw a movie with them. And that motherfucker likes to talk during the whole movie. I almost walked away, man.
Oh,
Wasn't even like chit chat, but
I hate that.
It wasn't like chit chat, but it was just like it was like a comment about almost every little thing that was going on. I was like, yeah, okay, all right. Oh, Galvatron. Oh, I gotta go pee again.
We also have with us from Comics Guy 101, Luis. Luis, how's it going?
hello, everybody.
And from Near Mint Condition, Omar, fresh off a traffic violation.
2 traffic violations. How's everybody doing?
2.
15 over the speed limit and 3 shades over the limit.
Look, I just want to jam to some old tunes. NWA. Dope, man. I love that song. That's it. That's all I wanted to do. Anyway, Jess, who's this episode brought to you by?
It's brought to us by Luis first.
First, thank you to Kenny Crayley for calling me Jester. That's one of my favorite nicknames. Thanks, buddy. InStockTrades.com, where you can get your collected editions up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts add 2% to that. Every quarter, there's an Omnibroslive discount code. Over $50 in the United States gets you free shipping. I don't know how they do that. Fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's InStockTrades.com. Our fabulous sponsor.
Almost a jingle. Almost a jingle.
Almost a jingle. Almost a jingle.
Love In-Stock Trades.
So speaking of in-stock trades, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about the review copy that In-Stock Trades sent us of 7 Soldiers, originally called 7 Soldiers of Victory, I thought. But now the omnibus is 7 Soldiers. Grant Morrison and a wide variety of artists. And I don't know how to pronounce this artist's name, but I fell in love with his art during this book. That's Doug Mankey.
Yeah, that's the way I would have gone. So it's probably butchered.
That's probably wrong.
Or Psycho Cleveland. That motherfucker always pronounces people's names right.
Here it is. 7 Soldiers of Victory. Right. Yes, we were sent review copies from IST, and this omnibus is. I don't want to start off by saying anything yet. I'd rather hear everybody else's opinions, but the premise is that there is an alien or otherworldly invasion of Earth, and it's told from the perspective of 7 different comics, which each got 4 issues each. They never really meet up, but they are battling these creatures in their own way, in their own comic, and they're the 7 soldiers that help defeat these guys. and it's Grant Morrison's kind of rebooting some C-list and a B-lister in there with Zatanna characters. And I should have been showing art this whole time that I've been yapping, because the art is uniformly, I enjoyed the art uniformly throughout it. It's a wide variety of different artists, including J.H. Williams, the aforementioned Doug Mankey, and they is actually
Ryan
Sook. I'll start. While
It's
somebody's
Bianchi.
talking, I will be showing art. I'll isolate on the book and show art. But
that's what I mainly wanted to talk about, because I figured you guys would talk about the story more. This is the book that made me fall in love with J.H. Williams. Like it is amazing that this. Are you showing art? Yes.
No.
Right now? Yeah,
no. If you want to, go right ahead.
He is the glue that binds everything together in this book, because his art style is so different from page to page, because he's able to mimic everybody else's art style. Like when I first read Seven Soldiers #0, I thought there were 7 different artists in that book, and I was wrong. Because look, I mean, he goes from a Mobius blueberry type of style to a Ryan Sook type of style. And I really thought it was like all these different dudes drawing the book. No, it was just him. He did every page in the 2 little one-shots, #0 and #1. And just, it's amazing how he can just mimic anybody else's style.
That page was raw.
And still do his own things. Even Simone Bianchi's like semi-painted style he's able to do towards the later pages, which I guess we'll talk about later. But that was this is what made me a fan of his stuff. I was like, oh my God, this guy's amazing. Because I hadn't read Promethea yet. And I know that's the book that everybody seems to enjoy. But yeah, I was just blown away by his art. But yeah, if somebody else wants to talk about the story, go ahead, because I really enjoyed it too.
Okay, we're being told it's pronounced like monkey.
It's pronounced like monkey.
Like
It's Doug Monkey.
Monkey.
I feel like sometimes Psycho Cleveland is messing with us.
He was a part of the monkeys, actually.
I have a feeling if we went up to him and called him that, he'd be really pissed.
He would be like, "Why are you calling me a monkey, man? That's fucked up." So who wants to talk about the story? Because I thought the story was really cool. What Jess said about these 7 lives that are intertwined but not really. Thought that was really cool.
There's a lot going on when it comes down to this story, because like you're saying, there's 7 different characters that you follow.
Yep.
And I think this goes back a little bit to when Jess and I got asked a question as to why we collect hardcovers and collected editions, and where that change happened. Where, geez, you had to read like 20 issues before anything really starts to like gel together. And if it wasn't for this being all in one big book, I probably would have gave up a long time ago, because nothing really connected for me for the longest time. Nothing connected. They were all really cool, great stories on their own. But
that's the beauty of it, though, that they do stand alone on their own, and they can also be read together like this.
Sure, but there's also a frustration factor as well, and when it comes down to something like that, when you have a big book like this,
it's only 30 issues.
Eventually, there's a story that's supposed to happen cohesively at one point. But once you get to that point, and once you start seeing everything connect together, it becomes super enjoyable, and the read kind of just goes really quick after that point.
I read them as they were coming out, and that's the way they printed them. Like the way that this book is printed is the way that they were being released as they were coming out every week.
Yeah, I would have gave up a long time ago if I was reading it.
Oh, what? But I fell in love with the characters. Like I love Frankenstein. The only one I really didn't care for was
like 12 issues in. Frankenstein shows up.
But like the only character I really didn't care for was Mr. Miracle. The new Mr. Miracle that he uses in this.
Is it a new Mr. Miracle? I was going to ask about that, because it was like
it was one I hadn't seen before.
Yeah, Silo Norm or something like that. I was like,
yes. Was he new to this, or was he a previous Mr. Miracle?
Maybe somebody can help us out with that. But yeah, that was odd. But yeah, it just if I was reading this in singles as they were coming out, I would have lost interest in it quick, like really, really quick, because I need to have a hook quick. I need to be attached. I need something to keep me going through the story. And it took a while for this to happen, but this is homework, and I knew that it was going to come together at one point because it's all in one big omnibus. And I know this happens a lot with different omnibuses, but you have to kind of burn through it to get to it. But it all starts making sense. I really enjoyed like the Bullet Girls storyline was really cool by Yannick Paquette on the art. The Guardian stuff is really great. Speaking of the art, I love Cameron Stewart just in general. I love that guy's art, and it's good to see him doing something like this. I didn't really care too much. It took me a while, I should say, before I started enjoying the medieval Justin character storyline. That was towards the end, once the reveal kind of happens on who's like
the Shining Knight,
the antagonists in it and stuff. The Sama Bianchi stuff at first, like the whole like
his
King Arthur stuff and like the Unbreakable Sword and
but that stuff is beautiful just to look at. I think every artist was amazing on each book. Yeah, I think every artist was chosen properly for each of the miniseries. But I guess when you're Grant Morrison, you kind of get your first draft, like you get everybody you want to work with.
Yeah, and when you're Grant Morrison, you just plug yourself into your own story too.
Yeah, Morrison is one of those guys where he gives you a phone call and says, "I want you to work on my book." Yeah, in a heartbeat, no questions asked. Absolutely.
Sounded like the Lucky Charms guy calling me.
They're always after me, Lucky Charms. Oh shoot! Wait, I had a thought, and I don't often have thoughts, and it was a thought, and
not good.
Can I go next, if you don't mind?
Go for it, man.
Okay.
Wait. Before you do go, I do want to complain about this. I was really pissed off when Ryan Cook was forced to change the butt on the art. I remember the original cover had her buttocks, and
are you serious?
Yeah, he was forced to take it off, and I'm like, what? That's hot. Like she doesn't even. Never mind. I'm done. Anyway, go ahead, Luis. More about the story.
Okay, so I will say I am probably hot and cold with Morrison on a lot of his stuff. I have a huge respect for the man. I dug the hell out of this. This was really fun. This was really good seeing how all the different interchanging stories kind of tie in here and there and stuff like that. The amount of artists that Morrison gets for this book is insane. The amount of talent in here is insane. I think he's got Dave Stewart doing a lot of the coloring in a couple of the issues. Cameron Stewart doing a few covers. J.H. Williams crush it. I dug this all the way through, and for somebody that I've said, I've been hot and cold with Morrison a lot. This was surprisingly pretty accessible. I didn't get too bogged down in like the Morrison metaphysical, like mind trippy stuff. No, this was surprisingly very, for Morrison, I guess you would say, grounded. I love the stuff that he did with Zatanna the most. I really dug the hell out of Zatanna's story in this. That was probably the big highlight for me as somebody who's always had kind of a passing interest in Zatanna, but never really dove too much into the mythos and everything like that. Like my extent with Zatanna is basically she was in a couple of issues of Swamp Thing, and her pops ended up dying in those issues. Spoilers, somebody's gonna get pissy.
That was like 30 years ago.
That's in this book too, so whatever.
Somebody will get pissy, trust me.
That's your limitations, man.
So, like I was saying, Zatanna's really great in this. I love the concept of her at the beginning of the story. It's kind of like in a support group, and she's saying, I'm addicted to using magic or something. It's great stuff all around. The only one that I didn't care for was the Witch Boy, or whatever the hell his name was.
Clarion,
I could have completely left that out. I didn't really care much for him. I like Clarion. I didn't care for Clarion. I like Zatanna's story. I like Morrison kind of pulls the rug from under you, because you get through issue 0 and you're like, all right, cool. He's introduced a bunch of these. Oh, holy crap.
Nope.
It's like, oh shit, never mind. You pulled the Stephen King on us. Okay. So I guess that's not happening. And then I also like the guy who, I'm horrible with names, and I just finished reading this like an hour ago.
Frankenstein.
No, not Frankenstein. The knight in shining armor guy.
Oh, Justin.
Yeah.
Shining Knight.
Yeah. He gets transported to New York and everything, and then immediately he's surrounded by the cops and he's taken into custody. That was cool.
He didn't speak English, man. That's why. It was a misunderstanding.
It's kind of like your situation today, Omar.
I spoke English.
Yeah, that whole bit was great. There's just so much to really enjoy about this book, and I really do think that if you have even a passing interest in Grant Morrison, this is one of his more accessible books. You really don't need to know almost anything about any of these heroes, and you'll be perfectly fine jumping in with this.
This is like Grant Morrison writing Suicide Squad or X Factor.
Right.
If you like those type of books, Thunderbolts, I absolutely agree with you. You don't need to know anything about the characters. And I've forgotten. I remember when I had the trade paperbacks, because I've triple dipped on this. I love how the trade paperbacks, like Volume 1, Volume 2 was a zoom out of Volume 1, and then 3 and 4 do the same thing. They keep zooming out until you get the final picture.
Oh, that's interesting. That's cool.
It's very wicked. And all done by different artists, too.
On the Grant Morrison writing things, it's still a lot of Grant Morrison type stuff in this. You do get the metaphysical stuff. You do get the weird interdimensional play and time travel and things that connect unexpectedly, but it's not. It's explained. Like the Zatanna stuff is deep, rich in that kind of stuff, but they hold your hand pretty well so that you don't really get too overwhelmed with what's going on in it.
Right.
And I think to kind of just rub a little bit of salt in the wound or dirt or whatever, I think this is the last omnibus from DC that we've gotten recently that has a colored hardcover or has like an image on the hardcover. The last few omnibuses we've been getting from DC has been just those lame black boards. So,
yeah, it's disappointing.
I am with you too, because I really enjoy the colored art.
Yeah, great.
The way that this was written, I remember this is, if I'm not mistaken, this came out right before 1 year later, and this was supposed to have been rumored to be the first 1 year later story, before even Infinite Crisis wrapped up or 52 was even coming out. But then that was. Nobody, I mean, they didn't do anything with the characters afterwards, so, which is sad because I wanted more. I could have read an ongoing series about these characters.
Aside from Mr. Miracle, and it's not even the same Mr. Miracle, they haven't really done much with these guys.
Well, I mean, like, actually, Doug Mankey brought back Frankenstein in Superman Rebirth.
And they had that miniseries where Jeff Lemire wrote Frankenstein. It was kind of like Hellboy. That was the New 52 stuff.
So I read a little bit of Justice League Dark, and I kind of wished that they had used the Seven Soldiers in that series. But anyway,
my feeling is that if you're judging it on a scale of Nameless at a 1 and as being the least accessible, and Klaus is a 10 on the most accessible, that this is around 8. As far as being accessible for me, it's almost as accessible as Klaus. Klaus is accessible to anybody. And Nameless is not accessible to anybody.
Is Nameless
ever.
really his the one book? Because I always think of Doom Patrol.
Oh my gosh, Doom Patrol is like a Dr. Seuss book compared to Nameless.
Really? Like a Dr. Seuss.
What about Invisibles?
Well, then there's Invisibles, and then there's the Filth.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The
I meant Invisibles. That's what I meant.
Yeah, there's Invisibles and the Filth. Those are the Filth is impenetrable, but Nameless asks you to read other books so you can grasp the concept of the comic book you're reading.
That's the one about the astronaut, right?
Sort of, yeah.
I like that you were struggling with even the description of what it was about. Okay.
That's not just his fault. That was the book's fault.
Yeah, there's a whole huge thing in the back of the book about what you should read to understand, like several different books to understand what he's trying to say. And I'm like, wow, you're asking me to do all this extra reading so I can understand a freaking comic book? You tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
well,
so
now people have Wikipedia though, so it's easier to look at instead of like,
right. Well, that's a good point. But
pulling out your encyclopedia set.
I found this to be very accessible, and you could jump right in, like you're saying. You didn't need any background or foreknowledge of any of this stuff. You could just jump right in, and it was self-explanatory, and you didn't need to have a degree in physics from Cambridge or something to understand it.
You need to have a at least a bachelor's degree in Silver Age, though. It seems like there's a lot of Silver Age for Morrison in general.
That's all jazz.
But no, I put this right there. I think the most accessible book of Morrison I ever read was Joe the Barbarian.
It's a good one.
And this is a little bit less accessible than that, but not terribly.
Well, those books are also shorter too.
It's like All Star Superman.
We three. That one's pretty accessible to anybody.
I never read it.
Oh, what? That's a wonderful book.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Animals killing and stuff. Yeah, I'm good.
So I'm sorry. Somebody in the chat, Ice Wood, said that is the Mr. Miracle from the end of Kirby's run.
Oh. Okay.
Cool.
So I did not know that. I have not read Kirby's Mr. Miracle. That's you guys. So,
this is a legit question. Does IST give you guys info on how well these books sell after you talk them up? I don't know that we've ever asked, but if we did, they would say in general terms,
we sold 2 copies.
They wouldn't say something like, yeah, we sold 75 copies, or our stock went up, sold out 300% more than before. They would just say something like, it did very well for us or something. They keep it very general. Like on the OmniBros code, they said they were very happy. And so that's really, we don't get down to the nitty gritty numbers with them. Yeah,
I think the most they ever told us is how we sold out of their stock of Batman. Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
think that's the most we've ever gotten out of them. I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not super interested. We're not really trying to reach any kind of like sales number goal or anything like that.
Right.
So we never really. They don't tell us, and we don't really ask for it. So.
No, but yeah, that was funny when Ryley mentioned Damned, and it sold out that night.
Mm-hmm. Hey, they're happy. We're happy.
I got my copy of. It's double sealed, so you can't see it.
Ooh.
I wonder if it's in gem mint condition. I've never owned a gem mint 10-0 book.
A Batman Damned?
Yeah.
Let's see that bat dick.
You want me to? I don't even know where it is in this.
Whatever, you've got it bookmarked.
I just unsealed it, jerk off.
You can sniff it out, Jess.
I don't want to do that in case Emily's mom is watching.
It's not that egregious.
She probably got 10 copies herself, so she could flip them.
It's the lamest. Like,
it's not even that bad.
Yeah, it's totally lame.
Right.
Why? Because he's soft? Yeah, totally lame.
No, because it's literally just like an outline of a shadow.
Okay.
But yeah. So, anyways, back to
Grant Morrison's Seven Soldier. This is to me, this is a must. I absolutely love this book, and I think this is one of the best Grant Morrison books he's ever written. And it's a must read. I love it. Yeah. If you want to get to know some of these characters, and then you'll want to read more about them. So I kind of want to check out that Frankenstein book, like you guys were talking about, by Jeff Lemire. Who was the artist on that book? Fucking Frankenstein just owns.
That was Doug Monkey. That was Doug Monkey.
Monkey?
That was Monkey Man.
So he brought him back in Superman Rebirth. He was in that run too. So
I really like Frankenstein Agent of Shade during New 52. That was one of my favorite.
Yeah, that was a good book.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten about that book too.
I'm sorry Riley's not here. Ryley wasn't feeling well, so he couldn't sign on with us, because I'd like to know what I read Final Crisis so long ago in floppy form, and I don't recall understanding what was going on, and I'm just wondering how this ties into Final Crisis and informs it, and where it is in that whole time period.
I thought this took place long before Final Crisis.
I think
this idea.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask Ryley. Was I think that this was like the beginning of some kind of arc that ended with Final Crisis.
I remember just mentioning something about Mr. Miracle in this book is there because in Final Crisis, Darkseid sends him back into the past, or
I heard something like that. Yeah, I thought I heard
said that.
I said I thought I heard something like that. Yeah, but I'm not sure. That's why I wanted Ryley here. But that's okay. We're talking about this book, so anyway, I dug it a lot. I especially loved the Zatanna. I felt like issue 1, the final issue, felt like it was it felt like it was trying to wrap it all up really. It felt sort of jumbled to me. That's my only criticism about the whole book, was that it had every single character and how it finally ended for them, and it just felt like it was sort of jammed in there. But other than that, and I totally get what Luis is saying about Clarion. That was pretty odd stuff going on there with Clarion the Witch Boy.
I think that Clarion stuff was on there just to get us familiar with the idea of the Grundys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I dug the concept of like this whole Grundy society that was living underground this whole time. I dug that. That was cool. I just didn't give a shit about Clarion himself.
You just didn't need we didn't need 5 issues of that to
no.
Well, I think Clarion was probably the easiest read out of all these, though. Like, it went quick to read that book. Or that miniseries.
It's very light on dialogue.
Yeah, and that's Fraser. Is it Fraser Irving?
Yeah,
and he's good. He's good, and he's real good.
He's got he definitely has a nick for facial expressions. That's for sure. He's the one that they made a meme out of with that Peter Parker face.
Oh, that's the him.
That's too bad because he does great work. Like in here, he did that zombie book for the new.
Oh yeah, no, he's great. It's just everybody has a shit panel out there somewhere. I'm sure.
I love this splash right here of Frankenstein.
Yeah, hell yeah,
amazing.
There's some Jeff Darrow influence on that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Lots of little teeny things drawn in there in the background.
Yeah, just the details on like the piping and the fly's eyes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great. It's great. This is one of those books that I think is I can't think of a movie off the top of my head, but I think it's one of those stories that you could read probably over and over again and always find something new, or something will start connecting that didn't connect you the last time you read it. So I think there's a lot of rereadability. I don't know if that's even a term, but I think you get a lot out of rereading this series.
This is my third time reading it. I can see that, or maybe there was just things I had forgotten about.
Because the thing that the whole talk about the 2 different dice or the 2 die or whatever. Mm-hmm. That started clicking because I forgot the girl's name, but like Zatanna's little apprentice girl had a die, and they were talking about a different die that controls the universe as well, and just stuff like that. It's like, oh, okay, this kind of connects together. I thought Phantom Stranger would have more involved into it since he was out getting bread for 2 years.
That was good that they worked in Cassandra Cain for that as the owner of the curio shop. I like that.
Yeah.
Was that Cassandra Cain?
Isn't that her name?
Oh, cool.
No, Cassandra Cain's the
Professor X bald twin.
Oh, okay. Cassie.
Hey, Curtis Mensforth is saying at the end of 7 Soldiers 1, in Clarion possessed both dice and had Castle Revolving essentially traveling to the past to his first appearance in Kirby's Demon number 6. God damn. Like,
I want to know Grant Morrison's like map. Like, how does he keep track of this stuff?
How does he do so many drugs and still be able to remember?
That's a deep cut. That's a fucking deep cut.
Like, how?
Cassandra Kraft is her name.
There you go. Because Cassandra Cain's the
Right.
new Batgirl. My favorite Batgirl.
Cassandra Nova is Professor X's twin.
Okay.
Best Batgirl, Cassandra Cain. You're right. Gabe's right.
Yep.
Yeah, holy shit. I wouldn't. Well, I didn't read any of that stuff, and I don't think I would have even remembered. Just
I read that stuff a long time ago.
What's that?
The Kirby Demon book that
When
Curtis
it came
talking
out.
about?
Yeah, when it came out.
How did you not remember that? That's where Clarion traveled back to, man.
Because
It was
lots of
40 years ago,
Your memory is shit.
and I don't remember what I read 40 minutes ago. That's why I spent all day reading this omnibus today, because I knew if I read it Friday, I'd forget. So
Yeah, I'm surprised how fast I was able to read this. It took me maybe like a weekend to actually get through it, and that's with everyday life getting in the way of it as well. But yeah, this moved pretty well, probably because it's so accessible for a Grant Morrison book. Like if this was Invisible, I mean, dude, give me 6 months to read that thing.
That's a huge book, though.
Yeah.
So for me, this was a 10 out of 10. This is a match made in heaven of a perfect story with the perfect artist in it. The only one that couldn't do the job was Pasquale Ferry, and I think he did like an issue and a half, and then Freddie Williams Jr., who I really enjoy, finished his art on Mr. Miracle. But everybody else was there. Even Ryan Sook, who's a slow artist, his shit was coming out on time. And of course, the wonderful work of J.H. Williams. So that's what I give it. I think it's amazing. What you guys?
I'll give it. I loved it. I burned through it all day today. I'll give it a solid 9 out of 10. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the heck out of it, and I burned right through it, and I retained knowledge of it, and it wasn't hard to understand.
It will all be forgotten by tomorrow.
Well, that's true. That's why I'm trying to talk really fast right now before all the thoughts leave my head.
Before the painkillers kick in.
I give it about. I agree with Jess on this one. I give this one a solid 9 out of 10. This is a lot of fun. I was surprised by how much fun this was. It's super accessible. It's one of Morrison's more accessible books. And if you had a passing interest in Zatanna like I do, it pays off big time here. There's a lot of her in this, and it's a hell of a full run. I could have kept reading this. I kind of wish Morrison had actually stuck with this and given us even more. Because once he hits his stride, because you're going to be reading this going, the first couple of a huge chunk of this actually, you're going to be wondering how the hell is this all connected?
Right.
And pulls it off. He connects it in different ways, and it's a lot of fun. It's a whole lot of fun. So yeah, solid 9 for me.
It's very much like a Hickman story where you don't know what's going on. You kind of push through it. There's some points where you're like, I don't know why I'm still reading this.
Yeah.
And then it all kind of comes together, and you go, "Oh, this is genius."
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but it actually kept me more hooked than most Hickman stories do. I usually trail off halfway through a Hickman story.
I see that. That makes sense.
What do you rate it, Gabe?
I'll do 8.5.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez,
So
you guys are harsh. What's a 10 out of 10? Just out of curiosity, out of a Morrison book for you all.
Out of a
And I
Morrison
swear to
book?
God, if you say New X-Men, I'm out.
New X-Men.
New
I
X-Men.
love that book.
Kill yourself.
Despite the art taking a dive towards the end, New X-Men.
Joe the Barbarian.
Okay, I was gonna say we three and Joe the Barbarian are up
Yeah,
there.
Joe the Barbarian is solid 10 out of 10.
Yeah, Joe the Barbarian is great.
I actually like his Hello Happy, even though it was totally just Garth Ennis. Like there is no Morrison in that book.
I loved his Batman. I love Batman Incorporated.
Batman and Robin. Yeah, that Batman and Robin series.
All New Superman.
Huh?
All New Superman. That was a great series too.
All-Star
Superman?
All Star Superman. That's it.
All New Superman is what Marvel did.
That's what Bendis is gonna do.
I think All-Star Superman, to me, is the best thing he's ever written.
Yeah, that's a 10 out of 10 for me also.
That was the first Superman I read that I was like, I like Superman now.
Animal Man. I think, okay, so I take it back. Animal Man's probably my favorite thing he's ever written.
Animal Man's great.
I've never read Animal Man. I've never read Doom Patrol.
Oh, you definitely deserve to read Animal Man. Okay.
Yeah.
You would like that.
Right? I don't understand what you mean. I deserve it.
It's where a lot of the Morrison tropes come from. Animal Man.
What was that? Jesus, Arkham Asylum is one of my favorite Morrison books.
I thought it was cool.
That was dope.
I didn't care for it too much. But then it's been years since I've read Arkham Asylum.
And I'm looking forward to Morrison on Green Lantern coming up.
Me too.
That could be really good.
Just go batshit nuts, Morrison. As crazy as you want to go.
Yeah, make Green Lantern interesting again. Or I'm sorry, make Hal Jordan interesting again.
Please. He hasn't been interesting since
Parallax.
Since Jeff Johns.
What? Okay. Yes, Jeff Johns, not Parallax.
God damn, Gabe.
I know you love that story, man, but that's ridiculous.
Dude, that's a quintessential like turnstone for Hal Jordan. So yeah.
Yeah, I know, I get it. Yeah, he went bad overnight.
Hey, but Jeff Johns justifies it, kind of.
Totally. That's like when retcons go good.
Yeah.
Sure, Parasite. Fuck it, I buy it. Awesome.
He retcons the shit out of that story.
His JLA, I don't know, Psycho Cleveland. His JLA was much more like his new X-Men. It's like a roller coasters of ups and downs. I like the way it ended it, though. And I like the way that he tied in all his little other series he had, like Aztec and things like that.
Well, I like how they had the, what is his name? The Black Rider, or whoever Death is. It's that weird dude on skis.
Oh, Black Racer?
Black Racer, there you go. Oh, he was in JLA, and he was in Seven Soldiers as well. Honestly, I didn't like that JLA run.
You didn't?
I mean,
that's 90s, dude. That's like Blue Superman.
But when Mark Waid took it over, he did like Tower of Babel and that stuff. That's when it started getting.
That's the best Justice League.
That's a great story.
That's the best Justice League story.
Yeah.
Do we want to cover anything else tonight? We want to talk about previews or reads or hauls or New York Comic Con or favorite burgers, whatever.
What's
we don't want to offend anybody out there right now.
What's the highlight of the sale that InStock's having? Like, what's the 50% off books this week?
I didn't get the email. Did anybody else?
I did.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
What?
It said, for your eyes only. Do not show Gabe.
Luis, did you get it?
Yeah, I did.
Oh man, I thought it was a ball thing. Never mind.
Absolute Kingdom Come is 50% off.
Yes, I'm getting that. That's going to happen, dude. I don't have that. I don't have it. So
It's a great book.
Well, I have a trade of it. I'm positive. I have an old school trade, like one of the original trades. I need an absolute of that.
I mean,
and I remember when that absolute came out. It was like a year later. It came out that people realized that there was like a printing error.
Oh,
so
that's right.
That gets so I talked to Mark Waid about that because I know for a long time when I saw him, like he did the word bubbles for you if you were missing some of them. So he knew what page on my absolute to turn to, and he's like, "Oh no, you're good." So the first printing had both a printing error and some didn't. So that was really cool. So I lucked out. What else is 50% off, Jazz?
Cursed Comics Cavalcade from DC.
Pass.
Don't know about that one.
Don't even know what that is.
I think the chat wants to actually go through previews. I don't know.
Invincible Iron Man Marvel Masterworks. Those are both versions are 50% off. And Red Hood and the Outlaws New 52 Omnibus 50% off.
That's got Jess written all over it.
Jess Banana Head, Banana Fish, Sheboygan, Smith. Or something.
Banana.
I don't think so. Not
What
just
just
Pride.
happened? I don't know. Banana Head.
And he's talking about the manga. I'm like, where's Banana Fish? And he's like, that's not a real book. And I was like, dude, you read about lesbian insect women. Shut up.
Wait, what? Whoa, what?
Jess was busting on manga again when I described to him the concept of banana fish.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm with E. Tyler. I don't ever buy Marvel Masterworks, and I hate when they use a 50% off on those things because I'd rather see another trade or another hardcover be 50% off.
It probably sells for them. That's why they do it.
Well, yeah, you got collectors that still do it, that refuse to go the omnibus route and stick with the Masterworks.
I know
Marvel semi sticks to a schedule on those Masterworks.
Our grader at the store, his name's Steve. He's this huge British bodybuilder.
Hey, let me.
This is the Absolutes and the Marvel Masterworks.
So this is for real a question. Like, to be a grader, do you have to like go to school? Like, what do you got to do to be a grader? You're talking about a CGC grader, right?
Well, no, he's not a CGC grader. He's our go-to guy. His entire job is basically to stay at home and grade comics.
That's
I don't know where his credentials really come from, but he is an Overstreet advisor, so he does advise Overstreet on their pricing, their issue layouts, their grading processes, things like that. And he is super, super strict. Like, I buy books from him that he grades at a 9.2, and I'll get a CGC, and it'll come back like a 9.6, 9.8, stuff like that. So,
wow,
super strict. So,
I always wonder what those guys, what kind of training they have to go through, like 5 years of school.
It's just life experience, man. It's really all it really comes down to. It's just doing it over and over and over and over and over. It's
well, I meant the
not something that you can learn. It's it's like you can't be taught how to ride a bicycle. Like, you have to just get on the bicycle and fall off and fuck up your knees over and over again until you learn how to ride a bicycle. It's like that.
I don't know where that analogy is going with the comic books, though.
It's not something you can learn. There's no book on how to grade. You know, there is, but it's not like an exact computer science behind it.
Are you pretty good at it at this point? Like, can you eyeball something and go, it's probably like a...
I'm good at that kind of stuff, but my where I fall short on is things like restoration. Like, I have a hard time telling something's been restored unless it's super, super obvious, or if books are trimmed. Stuff like that. Like, those are the kind of things that, like, I don't have the tools or the knowledge or like the experience with that. But I could look at a book and I go, all right, because I buy collections all the time. I buy, I just recently bought a Hulk 181 and a Fantastic Four one from the store. So we'll see how my grades come back with that. But it's things like that. I could look at a book and go, okay, well, there's no water damage, or there's this kind of damage kind of equals this type of a grade, which equals this kind of pay, that kind of stuff. I could do that all day long. But restoration, like knowing if there's something, or even like if a page is missing, like, I don't know, I can't tell you how to count the pages in the Action Comics #1, or how many pages there's supposed to be in it, stuff like that. Restoration, if staples have been removed and replaced, little things like that I just don't have the expertise on. And yes, Clark Nato, I am drinking a Rolling Rock. I got a 12-pack for $7 last night.
Jess, is the Deadly Class Volume 2 that come out this week?
1 second. Deadly Class. It is not listed here.
So it might have been delayed.
You know what else is going to get delayed?
No, it is not.
It's going to happen.
I cannot wait to make like 50,000 posts to tag you on when I actually get that. And for those of you who don't know the inside joke, he's talking about Transmetropolitan Volume 3.
He didn't say delayed. He said it was getting canceled.
Yeah, that's right.
Did I say canceled or delayed?
I think delayed. I'm on.
You started with canceled.
Yeah, I think you did start with canceled.
Oh, okay, whatever.
Just to piss us off. Complete us off.
Completist, and that's my #1 favorite title.
Oh, do you know how many messages I'm gonna get if it ends up being canceled?
I think Gabe will drive to your house.
Well, we are. I need to touch base with Derek Robertson again, make sure get all that organized, make sure he's still down for it. So we should be having him on sometime next month after Volume 3 is out.
I'm so excited.
That is awesome.
I love that guy.
I have to figure out. We might have to figure out. I'm pretty sure it's easy to do. We might need to talk about this off air, but whatever. Finding a way if somebody who doesn't want to do like video and they want to do like Skype, maybe we could just record it and do a recorded like interview, and we could put up on YouTube later or something. I don't know, whatever. Because we have ran into that. We've ran into that a few times where people don't want to be on the camera.
I mean, they can still show up and not have their camera on.
Right.
They can still be part of the conversation.
Right. Yeah, I think Jimmy Palmiotti's that way.
Oh, really? You talked to him about that?
I think at a show, I think maybe Fariha got into a conversation with him about it, and I listened in on it, and he was like he'd be willing to do the show, but he doesn't want to appear on camera.
That's fine. If he wants to just do Google Hangouts and turn off his camera, that's. And then everybody in the chat's gonna be like, "That's not the real Jimmy Palmiotti." But yeah, either way.
Yes.
But no, that's perfectly acceptable. We have no problem making easy accommodations for guests like that. Like that's nothing. That's whatever.
So it looks like Deadly Class got delayed until the 16th.
Okay.
Not bad. Kind of a easy week this week. I mean, I think the only day one buy is a reprint, which is Absolute Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
Razor.
I didn't see a whole lot that I was.
What about this X-Men Magneto War? I remember that storyline. I like that storyline, if I remember right.
That's the one where Alan Davis came back and wrote it, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was solicited.
Tom Kelly and Alan Davis is on it.
Yeah, there was a previous collection of it before. It was just called The Rogue Nation. But this collects like just the Magneto War and Magneto Rex, the limited series. But
this is the time frame that I like that we had Marrow on the team for a little bit.
Hey,
that book's out of print badly.
Yeah, this
one, Rogue Nation.
It's about to be worth $0 though because Magneto War is coming out.
It's going to include that and more.
A lot more. So I read that Maggot's coming back.
Yes.
Gabe, where did I read that? Yeah, I read that somewhere, and I thought about you.
Don't fuck with me, man. Don't give me some shit and say you read that like on Weekly World News or something.
Yeah, Weekly World News. No, I read that he was coming back. Somebody liked him and wanted to bring him back. I can't remember who it was.
Me?
They're stupid, though.
I'll take it. I'm down with that, dude. Dude, give me a chance to bring him back. I'd write an X-Men story of him coming back. And apparently, it looks like X-Man might be coming back also.
Yeah, the year of Age of X-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's little rumors that Cyclops might be coming back, too.
Whatever.
Dude, when you get Cyclops back, you got the original, you got all of them back, except for the weird, young, hipster Professor X thing they need to fix, but other than that, they got Jean back, and they got Wolverine. I think Wolverine's back, right?
But he's not an original X-Men, son.
Well, I'm just saying, you got the team back. Like, pretty much everybody that counts that's dead, except for Maggot.
You heard it here first. Omar doesn't really read the X-Men. There you go.
No,
Omar thinks Wolverine appeared in X-Men #1.
He did. Giant Size X-Men 1, dick face.
That's his second appearance.
What? No, that's his technically. Well, okay, yeah, you're right. I'm not fucking having this stupid argument with you. I got a damn speeding ticket, and I got to go to court. I'm not in the mood.
Ticket attorney, man. Ticket attorney. Look into that, seriously.
Yeah, that's how I handle it.
So, what you guys want to talk about now? We got a little bit of time left. You want to take it to the chat?
There's been a lot of questions in the chat that I've been ignoring because I told them stop asking us questions.
Oh yeah, that was an early question. What was that one?
Something about it's from Icewood. I think it's about accessible DC books.
Seven Soldiers. That's a good one.
I don't know if it's that accessible. I don't think I would give that to a newcomer.
What? You don't have to know shit about these characters.
I think you need to have an understanding of who Zatanna is and Frankenstein is.
She does magic. I'm pretty sure every fucking body knows who Frankenstein's monster is. Like, it's not really, it's deep. That's what I like about this book. That it's got.
I like how elitist you got, Omar. That you actually called him Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah, that's pretty elitist. Easy accessible.
Batman Hush. I'll throw out there.
Yeah, Jeff Johns Green Lantern.
Yeah. Oh, I would say Green Lantern. I think he does a good job, even though you're like, oh, how this guy was dead and now he's the spirit of vengeance. What's going? Maybe it's a little confusing, but I think he does a good job explaining things.
I totally lied, but we got in a good conversation with it. Any good stories around the DC area?
Any good stores? Yeah.
Jess or Gabe, who's reading the question?
If you're willing to travel to Annapolis, Third Eye Comics is the best comic book store around. It's huge, super great service, deep stock of all kinds of floppies. You're not going to find any whales there because
Jess is clean.
Jess would have picked them all up by now. Just picked them clean.
But they have tons of all kinds of different manga and kids books and. Every floppy, they're 1 through 10 of every recent floppy, and they're very deep, and it is great service. You can't step into that store for 1 second without somebody right at you asking if you need help and running to the back to get your box, your full box. And I love Third Eye Comics, so
he owns T-shirts from Third Eye Comics.
I do.
I also want to clear something up again because Psycho Cleveland's a dick.
Oh my god! What did he do now?
IST does not cut us a check based on any sales.
Oh, that's
there is no way he meant that. Like, seriously.
Hey, I'm just saying, somebody out there might read this later or reading it now.
Nobody reads what he says. Just us.
And any more Andrew Shaw questions will get timed out and eventually banned.
I love that we always time him, or I'm sorry, I meant Gabe always times him out, even though he is the one guy saying don't ask that question.
Right, that was hilarious, Andrew Shaw.
Well, he's asking about Andrew Shaw in this as well, so
I know, that's so funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna do like I did with Howard Stern and just ban that word from the chat.
Did you really ban Howard Stern?
I did.
Lewis, what did you think of the Venom movie? I did not go see it. I partaked in a few things, and I made dinner and then fell asleep.
That sounds like a better night than spending it watching Venom. That's for sure.
I'm going to go see it sometime this week whenever I have free time. It's not a movie that I'm rushing out to see. It's not Predator.
Oh, man.
Have you been enjoying Bendis? Superman in Action Comics? Anybody? Omar?
I thought it was good at first.
What?
And now it's okay.
What?
I know. I was willing to give the guy a shot. It's a fresh start. He's skinny Bendis now. Maybe all the bad left when he lost all that weight. I don't know. But anyway, I checked it out and I don't want to say I really enjoyed it. I thought his The Little Man of Steel series was good. Had a few dips in there, but now the series is just okay. And I kind of stopped reading it. I need to go back and I guess read it again.
You know, Greg Capullo's Swamp Thing is going to be one of those Walmart books.
Oh, I need to go get that.
Yeah, he announced it on Twitter. I think it was like a week or two ago. I think it's only going to be one of those Walmart books. Which, why the fuck would you put Greg Capullo's Swamp Thing in a Walmart book?
So you can go to Walmart.
I know, it's going to force me to go to Walmart to get that story.
That's where you go pick up chicks, Jess. Don't lie. 3 o'clock in the morning.
Say anything.
3 o'clock in the morning. Then you take them to Waffle House, wine them and dine them.
Oh, it came out yesterday.
The Capullo book?
It's with Psycho Cleveland's like, God damn it, I'm gonna head to Walmart tonight then.
Huh.
The only thing wrong with that story is I don't order wine. Otherwise, that story is 100% true.
Oh, not for yourself.
No.
What Waffle House sells wine? That's amazing.
I don't
Disgusting. I don't know how wine will mix with waffles at all.
Shit, who
Ugh.
cares? By the time you're at Waffle House, you're already fucked out of your mind anyway.
Yeah, isn't this
Is that
at
gonna
2 in
get
the
fucked out of my
morning?
mind to
anyway?
eat waffles?
Nobody in their right mind says, "Hey, let's go to Waffle House."
Unless you're completely blasted. That's correct. Yeah. I'll take Denny's over Waffle House though.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
Same. But I'll
That's a
take
fancy
IHOP.
Waffle House.
I'll take IHOP over all of them. I like IHOP.
It was almost IHOP, right? There for a little while.
That was just a marketing ploy that they had. They were never going to change it.
I can't stand IHOP. It's gross.
I like
There's
IHOP.
so many other like local like family restaurants I'd rather go to than IHOP.
Have you ever been to Cheesecake Factory?
Yeah.
Their menu is insane.
I would
They
hate
have
to be a waiter there. I don't want to memorize 16 pages of a menu or however it is.
Jesus, their menu is insane. It's like they took everything from every other restaurant and slapped it on their menu.
What is Psycho Cleveland? That's pretty witty. Damn, that didn't take long.
If you're gonna spam the chat like that, I'll fucking time your bitch ass out.
Every time.
That is.
Do you get a
funny.
Do you get a hard on every time? Like, boot him out of the chat. Like your wife catches your eyes and she's like, "Oh no, you booted Psycho Cleveland out of the chat, right? I'm gonna have to pay for this."
Omar, let's not bring family into this, man.
Is Psycho Cleveland our Beetlejuice? Is that what's going on?
No, he's more of our little whipping boy. He's like a gimp.
I love that guy.
Oh gosh, his comments are so funny, especially the ones on our videos when he leaves something in the comment section. Those are usually really.
He seems like a pretty smart guy, so I thought he would know how the comment section would work, but he leaves comments as he's watching the video. Like,
because he's drunk.
I think my favorite time it was when he pissed Jess off so much that Jess booted him off and put him in timeout.
Have we all put him in timeout on one point or another? Because I've done it too.
I haven't. I have a high tolerance for stupidity.
Oh, that's when he started jamming me up about not knowing about Jack Kirby.
Yeah. We do that again in this chat too. So.
I noticed that. Yeah, Clark Nato started that.
Omar and Ryley, I think, are the only ones that haven't.
Like I said, I have a high
Because
tolerance.
Riley's never on. Or at least he's never on when I'm on. I think there's some kind of a vendetta there.
So crossing the streams. We can't cross the streams.
Kenny Crayley, no, I'm done with pops. I have no more room, and I have not bought a pop in months.
You should start selling them, make room.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably a good idea, because Gio told me that my Silver Surfer pop is vaulted now.
Well, it's out of the box. Now it's worth $0.
And I
You
probably
can put
don't
it back
have
in
the
the box. It's not like those idiots know the difference.
Yeah, I probably don't even have the
Just
box.
call all pop collectors idiots. I don't have any of my boxes. I open them all up. Like the only one I have in a box is the one I bought for a friend of mine, and that's this one here, the Dragon Zord from Power Rangers. But all the other ones I open up. I usually get them as gifts.
That's one of those gifts I don't like getting. I'm like, oh, a pop. Fuck.
I mean, they made some pretty cool ones, right? So, like I've got Tupac and Flavor Flav.
That's terrible.
Those are amazing.
I wonder how their business is holding up overall, because it seems like the craze has started to kind of come down a little bit, doesn't it?
No, people are still crazy about those stupid things.
Really?
Yeah, you go to any Hot Topic, they're standing in line waiting for the latest.
Really?
Because right now the conventions are going on, right? So the fall convention exclusives, they get the fall I'm just wondering how much they paid for you know, the licensing for everything. Just about, it's insane.
Yeah, they must have some of the best like lawyers out there to get all. The
I mean,
licenses down.
it's ridiculous. You know, they're not the greatest detailed toys, but each one's a little bit different.
Mm.
It's just, but you know, at $10 a pop, it's just crazy how they make their money back of these things. Like, I can't imagine how much. So I have a friend of mine. He works at Gun Studio, so I know how much they paid for the license for Friday the 13th.
Huh.
So I can't imagine, like, they have every single New Line Cinema license.
Make Havoc is saying the pops are still hot. I will gladly show off my 2-pound action figure. The thing. This guy is awesome. He's way heavy though.
I need him.
Yeah, and he's the easiest one to stand up because he's got big flat feet. So I'm going to set him right here, and it'll probably turn my laptop over.
He's from the New Line?
Yeah.
$300.
What the fuck? God damn it, I threw that box away.
You have the Tupac one?
Yeah, that's the one. My wife always gets me these things.
$300 in the box, man.
Wow. Holy smoke.
We are in the wrong business, boys.
We're not in a business.
Welcome to Pops Live next week. So, Jess, what's the difference between that pop and this pop?
Yeah, let's sell out. Pop collectors. I know that. I didn't know the Tupac was worth a lot of money. I knew that. What's his name? Sloth from Goonies was worth some money. So I've got those, but they're all open. Boxes have been long gone because I don't ever keep them.
I think that's Omar making the clicking noise.
Nope.
Oh. It's not me.
I hear it too. That's it.
Is Pizza Spider-Man pricey? I'll have to look that up. I still have the box for that.
Sold it for $200 each. Good guy.
Which one?
2 pops that some guy got for free and sold them for $200.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, they're still a thing, which surprises me because they've been around for what now?
Long time now.
Yeah, they outlasted Mighty Mugs.
8 years? Well, Mighty Mugs is trying to make a comeback, but it ain't happening. Not in this pop world. No. I mean, you have stores in the mall just like dedicated to pops. It's crazy.
Ridiculous.
And I really thought this phenomenon would have slowed down, but it's not yet anyway.
So in other words, just sell everything you can before that bubble does burst.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna do you one better. Just sell all your omnibuses and buy a bunch of pops.
There you go. Wise investment.
And I got some magic beans to sell you while you're at it too.
Just saying.
I will never sell my flocked cat dog though. That means too much to me.
No, that one I bought that one and I love it too. I like it a lot.
Right.
Mainly because it's such a good story between you and I on it too.
Right. That's why I want to keep it. Even though you got the prize though. That mine's like the second place prize. Jess Cosby, where's that coming from?
Your sweaters, right?
He's not wearing a sweater.
Well, not today, but usually he has Cosby sweaters on, doesn't he?
Well, I hope maybe.
I don't even want any comparison going on there.
Well, Justin's gonna be out there hanging out with me next month, so hopefully he'll bring some of that fucked up drugs to put in my drinks. That's okay.
That's not why they're called Cosby sweater guys.
That dude, there's a bar out here that has like a really like high alcohol content drink that they call the Cosby sweater.
Oh my god! All right, with that, I'm gonna sign out. I gotta get going, guys.
I do as well. I was just informed by my wife that just came home that I need to go. But that was a fun review. Thank you for having me, guys. You guys can keep on rocking, man. I don't want to kill the mood, but I got to get out too. So, till later. I got a episode tomorrow coming out though, live. If you want to watch me on my channel.
Okay, what is it about?
Lock and Key, one of your favorite books.
Ooh.
Maddie and Amanda read it for the first time, so let's see what they find.
Damn, I wish I could be on that. I love Lock and Key.
Yeah, it's solid. All right, guys, y'all be good.
Okay.
I'll see you Thursday, right? We have a Thursday show?
Correct.
All right, see you Thursday.
Okie doke.
Okay. Good night, everybody. I got to get out of here, too.
Good night,
Later,
Luis.
Bye.
Omar's channel is Near Mint Condition, and Luis's channel is Comics Guide 101.
You can find them both on pinisland.com.
You got me good on that one.
I didn't get you that good. You didn't go to the website.
No, I didn't. Thank goodness. Flocked is a fuzzy surface on a pop. Psycho. Cleveland. No, Luis is still posting videos. Psycho. So you want to just answer questions for like another couple minutes?
Yeah, I'm always down for more interaction with the knuckleheads in the chat.
Okay.
I think the only person who's not posting channel or videos to their channel is me, because I've been posting them on the Omnibus channel.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't posted anything on YouTube in a couple weeks, so I need to get going. I pumped a bunch of stuff out, and then I haven't been reading very much.
So our next review, since this is a review episode, is Jerry Duggan's Guardians of the Galaxy Omnibus.
Oh.
Did you get that yet?
I bought it, yeah.
Oh, you bought it, okay.
Yeah, just a second.
Right, he just left me. Jesus. Bye, Jess. See, you leave me here all alone with everybody. Yeah. So anyways, it's just you guys and me. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Gabe Show, where everything is a little bit more entertaining and exciting. And you can ask me any questions you want, and I will answer you. Hi, Jess.
Okay. Joe Keynes is in the chat. He sent me this awesome Guardians of the Galaxy Deluxe Final Edition. Thank you, Joe.
That's from the first movie, right?
Correct.
The
It's got the awesome mix and the score. What I was missing was the score, which is great. I had the soundtrack. I mean, I had the songs, but I did not have the soundtrack, and he had an extra copy, and he was nice enough to send it to me. So this was awesome. Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, that's the better soundtrack. The
Did you already?
The second movie isn't as
right.
good.
I agree. The first movie had a rockin' playlist.
Yeah, they kind of blew their load on that, but whatever.
Did you get the Hellstorm Omnibus?
No. I don't think I ordered that for the store. I don't think anybody was going to buy that. I mean, I might order it later, but I'm not. I like it because that Druid, that Dr. Druid, like I think it's like 4 issues by Warren Ellis, is really good, and it's kind of worth it for just that. But I am honestly more focused on trying to read through more books than buying right now. So it might be a while before I actually do any major hauls on anything. I'd rather read more at this moment. I actually kind of figured out how to kind of divide my time and get more reading done out of everything.
Make Havoc is asking what our next con is.
I have no idea what next con I will be at. I know Torpedo has got a lot going on in March. There's like Seattle, WonderCon, and Chicago. I think it's all in the same month. And I'm not sure if I'll be at any of those or not. That's all. That's logistics that we take care of later down the line. And Vegas has like one really good show, which is Amazing Las Vegas, and then a bunch of just junky kind of shows. So I don't go to a lot of that.
Yeah, my next one's probably just going to be Awesome Con in DC next year.
And honestly, like working in a comic book store, I don't like to go to cons too much because I can always get things cheaper through the store, like omnibuses and things like that. Unless the guy who runs Awesome Con or the Amazing Cons, sorry, Jimmy J, his booth always has out of print omnibuses for like half off. Like you can go to Jimmy J's booth and still get like, or at least recently as of San Diego Comic-Con, Cable and Deadpool for like $60 or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And plus you get guests coming to you at your store.
Exactly.
So that's a disincentive for you to go out to a con when you've got all these great guys coming to your store.
Yeah, like we went to San Diego and it was like all the bigger name people at that show. It's like, oh well, he's been at the store or will be at the store pretty soon. So
yeah. Let's see.
I agree with Curtis Minsford. Next Wave should get an animated series, but I don't think Marvel has really done many animated series based on storylines that I can think of off the top of my head. I mean, I know they did Planet Hulk, and that was pretty good adaptation to it. Besides the Silver Surfer stuff, but yeah, I don't think they really look for storylines to adapt. So, when's the last time Marvel really did like an animated like movie, like straight to DVD kind of thing? I can't think.
Yeah, that's not my area of expertise anymore.
DC does a lot of that stuff. Like they're doing Batman Hush pretty soon. They did like Killing Joke and all that stuff.
Sean Ward wants to know where you got your shirt. He thinks it's awesome.
I want to say Target.
Oh. Yes. Chase Chu, Tyler Bates does the score for Guardians of the Galaxy. The score. Let's see.
So where are you on like your Halloween themed movies or whatever?
I haven't started the movies yet.
Okay.
I've been reading more. Well, Seven Soldiers took up the day today, but I've been reading more scary books than I have been watching. But I should be good to start watching this week. I kind of just need to get pushed to do it.
Yeah, I just watched Nightmare Before Christmas last night.
I have never seen that.
Oh! If you want to talk about like an amazing soundtrack and score, like you can't go wrong with Nightmare Before Christmas. Probably one of the best. You watch that movie whenever, just tonight, and you will go out and want to buy like the vinyl for it.
Really?
Yeah, totally. It's on Netflix, either Netflix or Amazon, or maybe I just own it and that's why it pops up on Amazon. I don't know, but it's a must watch. I think you would really enjoy it. I'm surprised with the daughter that you haven't seen it.
Yeah, that one never came up.
Yeah, it's definitely like this is the time of the year to really watch it. It's definitely, granted, Christmas is in the title of the movie, but it's definitely a more Halloween themed type movie. And yeah, Joe Kane's, Danny Elfman does the soundtrack for it, or does like the score and everything.
Oh,
man. It's incredible. It's
He's
incredible.
Awesome. How do you feel about the Mark Miller Fantastic Four run?
I haven't read it in a while, and it's funny. Something popped up on my one of those Facebook memories popped up recently, and I was talking about how much I loved it. So I guess I loved it. I'll have to reread it again.
Hmm.
I remember enjoying it. I don't remember too much details that happened into it, other than that's the storyline that, if I'm remembering correctly, that's the story that introduced New World that Hickman used a lot in his Fantastic Four storyline, or Fantastic Four, like his whole Hick universe. You know, Fantastic Four and Avengers, that whole New World thing. But that started with Miller.
Okay. I would love to interview Matt Kent. Oh, we never did. We never read Next Wave. We were supposed to read Next Wave like back in July.
Yeah.
Which Superman run do you want to see in omnibus form? I'm going to say John Byrne's Man of Steel. Or New Krypton.
I'm not a Superman fan. So we
Okay.
already have like All-Star Superman that I liked a lot. We have Death of Superman, which I liked a lot. I never read John Byrne's Man of Steel, so I'll have to go with what Jess said and say Man of Steel. Because if that came out in like because I know there's like a couple of trades out for it, and then one of them is like super out of print and hard to find and like super expensive.
Number 4, yeah.
Yeah, so if they ever kind of went back around to doing that, I'd pick it up and read it just because of the historical factor. And, you know, that was another turning point for Superman and just DC Comics in general.
Mm-hmm.
I've never read anything by Matt Kent, so I have no opinion on him.
Oh, yeah. Mind Management is great. I haven't read Department H yet. And I've read some Valiant stuff by him that's really good, too.
What about Six Gun?
I read the first, but that's Cullen Bunn, though, right?
It is, yeah. I love Six Gun. I loved it. Like,
yeah,
I haven't read the whole thing.
I read the first book and loved it.
I think I have the first 3 hardcovers. I used to read that in singles when it was coming out, and I loved every moment of it. I used to have, there was a moment where I want to say it was Showtime developed a pilot for Six Gun, and obviously it didn't go anywhere. But at that time, the free comic book day Six Gun book was going for like $100 or something crazy like that. I remember I had it.
Speculation.
Yeah. Well, because it was being at the time made into like a series, and I sold everything I had for Six Gun and just made stupid money off of it. So, but I love it. It's very it's actually now that I think about it, now that Travis Gilmer brought it up, I think that's a pretty good story for Halloween because it's all it's weird Western supernatural stuff like that. So
yeah, when Ryley and I pulled books for our Spooktober, I had a huge amount of books that I had no idea I owned so many books that were kind of scary. It was, and I'm sure I left some out. Like I would like to reread Lock and Key. That thing gave me the heebie-jeebies. I love that.
I've never read that. I need to find like the nice hardcover versions for that.
It's really good. Really good.
I've crossed the course. I don't know what scary books I really have. I'm not really into like scary stuff just because I think I've been desensitized and that stuff just doesn't scare me anymore, really. So like scary movies don't really do it for me anymore.
I can still get freaked out by a good scary movie.
I mean, there's things out there I don't like that bother me, like, you know, like child abuse movies or like animal abuse movies and stuff like that. That just bothers me, but it doesn't scare me.
Oh, I would, yeah, gosh, I would never want to see that. Oh, I own Strange Embrace. Is that good, Psycho Cleveland? I should pull that because I'm almost done with Harrow County.
Long Halloween, I guess, is kind of fun to read right now.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, and the more I look at it, I can't really see my independent stuff because I have it on a Calex screen or on a Calex shelf that's double-sided. But
I'm gonna go pull Strange Embrace. I know right where it is because Psycho says it's really great. So I don't want to forget.
I know Ryley was talking about Sullivan's Sluggers.
Oh yeah, I need to read that too.
I have the big slipcase. I backed that on Kickstarter a long time ago. I have that. Haven't checked it out yet.
Yeah, I have that big book too. I need to read that. All right, I'll be right back.
Since Jess is going to be here in Vegas pretty soon, I think it's going to be a fun time to read Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas by Tony Little. Yeah, Tony Little.
It's one of my all-time favorite books. I love that book.
I love this book. Like I've shown this before, but for people who haven't been around before, I met him and he did like a little sketch and did like a little script from the book in there. So that's,
cool.
That's super fun. I'm just a big fan of just Hunter S. Thompson in general.
Me too.
And I just love, like, this is such a fun, like, his art style is very cartoony, and it actually really, really fit. I don't think any other art style besides something a little more on a cartoony side like this would really kind of adapt this kind of crazy story. I don't think, like, a super detailed, like, Jeff Darrow or anything like that would work as well, as much as like this really neat cartoony style. So
okay, wait, let me go grab Strange Embrace.
I don't know. I'm not, like I said, I'm not big into like scary stuff. There's a lot here I haven't read. I need to get on top of that shit. Has anybody in the chat, has anybody read Cobra, The Last Laugh? I've heard a lot of great stuff about that. This is supposed to be like a really great storyline involving Chuckles. I'm going to read that pretty soon one day.
Strange Embrace by David Hit Him with the Hind. Surprising, dark, and rewarding horror tale. Truly scary horror story. Ooh, good. I might read this tonight. Awesome.
I don't know. I got, yeah. Again, maybe the cross is really all I have. That's kind of like creepy, scary stuff.
Yeah, I do. Paradiddle, I do have some Richard Corbin stuff that I've read, and it is unsettling. Yeah, that's a good call. Some Richard Corbin stuff. He can write some creepy stuff. He illustrates a lot of creepy stuff. Yeah.
Psycho Cleveland wants to know when's a good time to start selling Deadly Class singles. Right when the series hits, that's when you want to start selling that stuff. That's with anything. Like first appearances of Venom, like right now is the time to sell it because that movie just blew up. I mean, it's breaking records. It did 80 million this year or this weekend. It's always right when something is first announced, it's the hottest, and then when that one thing actually happens, like that movie comes out or that TV series comes out or whatever. Those are the best times to start selling stuff.
Banana Jester, yeah, I love Sex Criminals. Is Deadly Class, has that gone up in price in singles?
Oh yeah, the first issue is. I know it's like I want to say maybe like a $40 book right now.
Okay.
What if the show's reviews or ratings suck? That's why you sell it right away. Before like that stuff starts affecting anything. Because yeah, if Venom would have been like a total bomb, I wish it would have been a total bomb. I sold my first appearance of Venom a long time ago. Yeah, so before those things start hitting, that's when you start selling that stuff. Like, I could have waited a little bit longer to start selling Walking Dead because who knew that was going to last like what 8 seasons? But when Walking Dead first hit, I started just dumping issues, and I just totally just destroyed that stuff.
My LCS dude says 7 to Eternity is getting pricey on eBay.
It's been pricey. I think it's been like $100 book for a little bit.
Oh, is that right?
At one point. At one point, I know it was $100 at number one. The main cover, like the A cover, whatever you want to call it. But yeah.
Yeah, my buddy Jameson got me one from the comic book store, Third Eye, and got me a signed copy of the one that's really good. But I don't remember which one it is. There's a service that will verify signatures, unwitnessed service, unwitnessed signatures. There's a service that'll verify those.
CBCS does that.
Oh, okay. Because Remender signed it, but there was nobody there to witness it.
So yeah, right now, I mean, these are CGC copies, but it's like $153 for Seven to Eternity 1 A cover.
In 9.8?
In 9.8. Well, that's on mycomicshop.com, but what does it say for GPA? Let's see.
I haven't even read Seven to Eternity yet.
Jesus fuck. Oh no, that's a 9.9. That's a fluke. Yeah, 84 bucks, $100 for that's a 90-day average for a 9.8 Seven Eternity number one. It was $150 average last year. The last sale of that was $7. That had to have been a fluke. There's something wrong with that. Somebody must have ended an auction early on accident or something.
Looks like the criminal OHCs are going down in price too. What the F is up with that?
Well, didn't they find like a warehouse full of them? Like
yeah,
6
they
months
found
ago?
a lot of them.
Same with Incognito. Incognito is the only thing I don't have from that time frame of Brubaker's career.
Mm-hmm.
I have the criminal. I've had the criminal stuff forever. I remember that. That was the first time I was ever on this show. You were looking at my shelves and was like, "That's weird that you have Criminal Volume 1 on one shelf and Criminal 2 on another shelf."
Oh, really? I said that.
I remember that. Yeah, it's just the way things lined up on my shelf. You know, just the end was Criminal 1, and the next like column of rows was Volume 2.
That is weird for me to criticize anybody's organization because I have none. I can't imagine that I really said anything. Which book company would you feel is putting out the must-read stories today? I think right now there's a lot of good stuff being put out by
everyone almost.
Yeah, there's a lot to buy.
DC's putting out a lot of good stuff. Their new 52, I'm sorry, their Rebirth, even though it's not called Rebirth, but like this new like era, this new doorway that we walked through, well, whatever you want to call it, has been just unstoppable. Like it's so much better than this point in the new 52 timeline. Like 2 years into new 52, things were just dead. Like the sales were dead. They were really just pumping out more books to take up more space on retail shelves and things like that. But right now, I mean, it's been this way. I mean, we're just kind of talking in circles, but Batman's continually been good. All the Superman titles have been really good. Bendis' new Superman titles have been really good. Nightwing has taken off again.
We had a question about Nightwing earlier about where to start. I think Rebirth is a good place to start.
If you like B covers, like DC is killing it on like the variant B covers. Like the Matina covers are killing it hardcore, like super crazy. Marvel, if it's Marvel putting on, I'm trying to think in my head right now what Marvel's putting out that's really big. Extermination's good. The X-Men stuff is about to hit a critical point. I think that's going to start getting more spots because of the movie rights and things like that. They really seem to be reshaping the X-Men universe again. Hulk has been great. Immortal Hulk is fantastic.
That's what I heard.
if you're interested in Deadpool at all and haven't really read Deadpool, right now is a good time because it's getting a little more raunchy, so it's starting to kind of follow this, the thematics of the movie. I'm trying to think what else. Image is always pumping out good stuff. Yeah, it's a good time for comics. I mean, I'm not going to say this is like another golden age of comics or anything like that, but I mean, there's a lot of fun stuff being produced. We're getting a lot more omnibuses right now, which is crazy. I mean, I remember when you'd be lucky to get maybe like 2 a year.
Yeah. The Jennifer Sun Wonder Woman variant covers are amazing. I agree with that. I meant to have her sign my Wonder Woman book at Baltimore Con, and I just flaked on it.
What's this from Banana Jester? Gabe, have you tried those comic mounts? They're flimsy as fuck. What would you recommend to hang graded comics on walls without sleeves or borders? I don't know what comic mounts you're talking about, Banana Jester. But me, when I hang up comics, like graded comics on my wall, I just get those 3M like Velcro like frame holders. So it's basically like Velcro, but you can peel it on and off without really destroying your wall or anything like that. Those are what I use to hang up CGCs on my wall. I mean, I don't have any CGCs hung up here, but when I used to, like my old house, I use that kind of stuff.
That's what I used to create the spider door.
I love those things, those 3M like Velcro.
Yeah, they're fun.
And then if you want to just completely remove it, you just pull off that little tab and it doesn't damage your wall or anything.
No, it doesn't take the paint off or anything.
Yeah, it's great. On our Instagram, I did post up the DC Universe timeline for the new like the new app original series. I don't think any of us have. I think Omar has it because I think he did a review on it on his channel. But it's getting close. I think January is when they do Young Justice, and I'm gonna have to cave in and subscribe to that because I need to see that new Young Justice storyline. Or yeah, Young Justice. I would have it now. I do want to see. I do really want to watch Titan, Kenneth, but that app is not on anything for me. Like I think it's on like Roku and like phones, and I don't like to watch stuff on my phone too often. I mean, maybe I can Chromecast it or Google Cast it or whatever to my TV, but yeah, I mean, once Young Justice, Doom Patrol, that new Harley Quinn movie's coming out, or Harley Quinn animated series got announced.
Oh yeah, I want to see that. I like the preview.
That looks fun. Swamp Thing. There's gonna be a lot of good stuff on there. I mean, I guess you could get comics on there too and read comics, but again, I don't read comics on my phone. I'm not gonna read it on my TV. That's just weird. I don't know. I just can't imagine like being like, 20 feet away on my couch trying to read a comic on my TV. That's, not for me.
No, me either. Which Brubaker Deluxe Edition would you say to start out with? Gosh, what's that?
I'm just repeating the question myself. Just to start out with, huh? For Brubaker?
To start out with, yeah. Criminal is a good suggestion. Fade Out is really great. Fatale is great.
Basically anything that's not like mainstream Marvel,
Yeah.
I mean, you can jump into like his Daredevil run without a problem, and those things are easy to find. I mean, I think they're selling IST for a good price. But yeah, I agree. Criminal, Fatale, any of his criminal stuff. What was that one called? Last Days of American Crime?
Oh yeah,
that was really good.
Incognito, I really like that. That's a crime superhero type of witness protection. I really love Incognito. That's a good one. Jess, next year wear a GoPro at Baltimore. You know who should wear a GoPro is Fariha. She goes to so many cons and she covers so much territory.
Yeah.
We should really mic her up like they do in the NFL. We should mic her up and have her report live on the floor of NYCC.
Somebody needs to go with her because she's as outgoing as she is on the channel and how outgoing she is on the group. I guess apparently she's really shy in person, that's fine. That's perfectly understandable. I mean, you know, we all get that way. I wish we had somebody with her that might be a little bit more willing to just interact with more people and get more people like on the show kind of thing too. Because she hit up everybody. Like she had selfies with like Jason Aaron and Bendis and just absolutely everybody. Like she's on it, like you were saying. She covers everything. And she's such a sweet person from what I've seen of her. I mean, you met her in person a handful of times. I know that.
Yeah.
But she just seems to just have. I'm surprised she's not more outgoing. You know, her personality wise, because she just seems such a bubbly, fun person.
Yeah, she's a blast to hang out with, and she's very knowledgeable about all the creators and their work and things like that. So, and she's great to go to a con with because this is especially true for Awesome Con. She would just forward me the schedule and say, we're getting our stuff signed by these guys in this order.
She's on it, dude. That's good.
Yeah, she just sent me the schedule. I'm like, great. So I didn't have to mess with it at all. She had it all dialed in. It was great.
I mean, even you yourself, Jess, you say you're not the most comfortable approaching people for interviews and stuff like that, too.
What's that now?
I mean, even you yourself, I think you've even said you're not super comfortable with approaching people with interviews and stuff as well, right?
Yeah, it always does help to have a wingman with you to give you extra courage. Is Kingdom Come 50% off tomorrow on IST? Yes, Jadon, it is.
I'm on that. I can't. Oh, fuck. I don't know. Did we order that for the store? I'm pretty sure I did. Pretty sure I have 2 to 3 of those on order for the store. I have to get that book. That's one of the ones where, you know, how everybody gets so excited when a book gets reprinted. And most of the time, I don't share the same enthusiasm just because I've been in this for so long. I have most of the out of print stuff.
Right.
But like whenever it's like, oh man, Kingdom Come is getting reprinted, like yes, I finally felt like everybody else when something got reprinted.
I don't think I even really clued into the fact that it was out of print. Has it been out of print for a long time?
I'm guessing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen it like on a store shelf. Like at any store or anything like that, really.
Gosh, I don't really remember that being a big whale for me or anything. I think I must have just picked it up when it came out.
J-Rox, you're a little late. We probably should have signed off a while ago, but
yeah,
we're having a lot of fun with everybody. You know, we got about 50 people, you know, hitting us up and stuff. So if you're still listening, give us a thumbs up. We only got 16. That's crazy. We need more than 16. 16 thumbs up.
Yeah, actually, my computer's running out of juice as we speak.
Jay Don says it was $1,000 plus on Amazon, eBay at one point.
What? Kingdom Come?
I'm guessing that's fucking crazy.
Hokey smokes!
That's like X-Men Volume 1 or Thor Volume 1 prices.
Yeah. Boy, I never clued into that one.
Well, I mean, right now that's gonna be a nothing book because A, it's been reprinted. B, that first print is messed up.
Right.
There's word bubbles that didn't print correctly, and I think pages were out of order too as well. So that thing is, I don't want to call any book junk, but it's definitely going to be going to be passed over every single chance right about now.
Yeah, I better check my copy again and make sure it's the good copy.
Psycho Cleveland says those weren't sold complete sales though.
Oh, for 1,000? Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
But I would have to think that if they were asking 1,000, it would have to be somewhere within a couple of $100 of that.
Yeah.
I mean, no one just says $1,000 without some kind of credibility.
Mm-hmm. Lameworks, yeah, I love Dan. You know me well. Good job. I do like Dan Slott's She-Hulk a lot. So thank you for the suggestion. I have both volumes, and it's probably time for me to reread them. And I just thought of a Halloween book that I'm going to go pull, Hexed. Hexed, Hexed. I need to read that with Strange Embrace and Ice Cream Man. Well, this is probably a good time. I've only got 10% battery life left on my computer, so this is a good time for me to talk about InStockTrades.com, where you can get your collected editions up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts add 2% to that. Every quarter, there's an Omniboslive discount. Over $50 in an order gets you free shipping in the United States. Fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's InStockTrades.com.
Packaging is so nice, you can use it twice.
That's right. Yeah, I'm down to 10%. So
yeah, I'm good to get out of here.
Okay.
Follow me on Instagram, Gabe Infinity Watch. Don't add me on Facebook. I'll delete your request. Omnibus Collectors Network here on YouTube. I'm always on Sundays and Mondays. We also have a show on Thursdays. Sundays are our early show, which is really fun. It's is at noon Eastern time, 9 Pacific normally, because you got to get ready for sports ball.
Sports ball, exactly.
Sports ball. Every other show, Monday and Thursday, is 5 p.m. Pacific time. So that's where you could find me. Jess, where can everybody stalk you on the internet?
Omnidog's Vault on YouTube. Omnidog's Vault. And with that, thank you, Gabe. This was a great show. Thank you to the chat. You guys were great tonight. And we appreciate it. Peace and love. Peace and love.
Greg Capullo is at Torpedo on the 20th this month. So that's our next big signing.
Nice.
And I'll be at the System of a Down concert on the 19th.
Super nice.
Yeah.
With Greg Capullo.
With Greg Capullo. That's going to be fun.
That's amazing.
It's going to be out of control.